The allure of the unexplained has captivated humanity for centuries. From ancient rituals to modern seances, the idea of connecting with departed loved ones is as poignant today as it was in antiquity. Theresa Caputo, star of Long Island Medium, brings this concept into the living rooms of millions, blending heartfelt readings with everyday life. Among the myriad signs of the afterlife she highlights, one stands out for its simplicity and universal appeal: finding pennies and coins in unexpected places. Known as pennies from heaven, this phenomenon resonates deeply with audiences who seek comfort and confirmation that their loved ones are still watching over them. But what is the story behind this symbolic gesture? Why do so many believe in the significance of finding coins? Let us dive into the heart of the phenomenon, explore its cultural and spiritual significance, and understand why it has become a cornerstone of Caputo's readings. Theresa Caputo grew up in Hicksville, New York, an unassuming town that would one day serve as the backdrop for her extraordinary career. Her journey as a medium began in her early 20s, when she realized her ability to sense and communicate with spirits. Initially skeptical and hesitant to embrace her gift, Theresa sought guidance from a spiritual healer who helped her hone her abilities. In 2011, Caputo's life took a dramatic turn when TLC aired the first episode of Long Island Medium. The show quickly gained traction, combining Theresa's boisterous personality with her heartfelt and often tear-inducing readings. Audiences were captivated not only by her messages from the beyond, but also by the relatable glimpses into her everyday life. One recurring theme in her readings is the concept of signs from loved ones, with coins being a particularly potent symbol. The belief in coins as signs from the afterlife is not a modern invention. Across cultures and centuries, coins have held symbolic power. In ancient Greece, coins were placed in the mouths of the dead as payment for Charon, the ferryman who transported souls across the river Styx. This practice underscored the spiritual significance of currency as a bridge between the living and the dead. Similarly, in many folk traditions, finding a coin is seen as a sign of good fortune or a message from the divine. The phrase "pennies from heaven" gained prominence in the 1936 song by Bing Crosby, which suggested that even in tough times, unexpected blessings could fall from above. This sentiment aligns perfectly with the modern interpretation of finding coins as messages from departed loved ones. Why do so many people resonate with the idea of pennies from heaven? Psychology offers some insights. Grieving individuals often seek signs that their loved ones are still present in some form. This phenomenon, known as continuing bonds, helps people cope with loss by maintaining a sense of connection to the deceased. Finding a coin in an unexpected place, a sidewalk, a windowsill, or even a drawer, can feel profoundly meaningful, especially when the timing aligns with thoughts of a lost loved one. The human brain is wired to find patterns and assign significance to seemingly random events, a concept known as apophenia. While skeptics might dismiss these occurrences as coincidences, believers see them as deeply personal and affirming. One of the most compelling aspects of Theresa Caputo's work is her ability to validate the experiences of her clients. In countless episodes of Long Island Medium, she recounts stories of people who found coins shortly after losing a loved one. Her readings often include references to specific dates, places, or habits that make the messages feel undeniably authentic. For example, a woman grieving the loss of her father might recall finding a penny dated the year of his birth. Theresa might then confirm this detail in her reading, adding layers of meaning to the experience. These validations provide a sense of closure and reinforce the idea that love transcends physical death. While the emotional impact of pennies from heaven is undeniable, skeptics argue that there is no scientific basis for the phenomenon. Coins are common objects, and their appearance in random places is statistically probable. Critics of mediumship also point out that cold reading techniques can create the illusion of specificity in messages. Despite these critiques, the comfort and healing provided by signs like pennies cannot be dismissed. Whether or not they are genuinely sent by spirits, they serve as a powerful tool for processing grief and finding meaning in loss. Over the years, Theresa Caputo has shared countless stories of clients who experience pennies from heaven. Each tale is unique, yet they all share a common thread: the profound sense of connection and comfort that comes from believing a loved one is reaching out. One such story involved a young mother who lost her son in a tragic accident. Struggling to make sense of her loss, she began finding dimes in the most unexpected places: on her car seat, in her purse, and even in her baby's crib. During a reading with Theresa, the medium confirmed that these coins were indeed signs from her son, a message to let her know he was still with her. For believers, the significance of finding coins goes beyond the object itself. It is about the message it conveys: love, reassurance, and the enduring bond between the living and the departed. Whether these signs come in the form of pennies, feathers, or other tokens, they offer a reminder that we are never truly alone. Theresa Caputo often encourages her clients to remain open to these signs and to trust their instincts. "If you feel it's a sign, it is a sign," she often says. This simple yet profound statement empowers people to find meaning and comfort in their own experiences. At its core, the phenomenon of pennies from heaven is a testament to the enduring power of love. Whether viewed through the lens of spirituality, psychology, or personal belief, the idea that our loved ones continue to watch over us brings solace to millions. Theresa Caputo's work shines a light on this universal human experience, reminding us that even in the face of loss, we can find hope and connection. Through her readings, stories, and insights, she helps us see the extraordinary in the ordinary and find comfort in the small signs that remind us love never dies. However, Angelina had always believed in the tangible. Life, she thought, was a series of events dictated by choice, chance, and circumstance. The ethereal, spirits, signs from beyond, and life after death was something she regarded with skepticism. But when her mother passed away unexpectedly, leaving her with unresolved feelings and a heavy heart, Angelina began to question everything she thought she knew. It wasn't until a friend mentioned Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, that Angelina decided to explore the possibility of reconnecting with her mother. What followed was an experience that would change her life. Angelina was a 38-year-old teacher living on Long Island. Her life revolved around her students, her close-knit group of friends, and her mother, Maria. Maria was not just her mother but her best friend and confidant, the person she turned to for advice, comfort, and unconditional love. The two shared a bond forged through years of shared struggles. Maria had been a single mother, working tirelessly to provide for Angelina after her father left when she was a baby. Despite their hardships, Maria's laughter and optimism had always been a guiding light in Angelina's life. But everything changed on a cold November morning when Maria suffered a sudden heart attack. Angelina, who had spoken to her mother just hours earlier, was left grappling with the shock and an overwhelming sense of loss. Months after her mother's passing, Angelina was still struggling to find peace. A friend who was a fan of Theresa Caputo's show suggested booking a reading. "It's worth a shot," her friend said. "Even if you don't believe, it might help you heal." Skeptical but desperate for closure, Angelina agreed. On the day of the reading, she sat nervously in Theresa's cozy office, surrounded by candles and family photos. Theresa's warm demeanor immediately put her at ease. "I'm sensing a strong maternal energy," Theresa began. "Did you lose your mother recently?" Angelina's breath caught in her throat. She nodded, tears already forming. What followed was an hour-long session filled with details only her mother could have known: Maria's love of lavender, the nickname she used for Angelina as a child, and a promise she'd made to Angelina just weeks before her passing. "She wants you to know she's still with you," Theresa said. "And she's sending you signs. Have you noticed coins in unusual places?" Angelina thought about the pennies she'd found on her car seat and kitchen counter, places where they had no reason to be. She nodded, realizing for the first time that these might be more than coincidences. Theresa's reading marked the beginning of a transformative journey for Angelina. For the first time since her mother's death, she felt a sense of peace. The idea that Maria was still watching over her brought comfort in a way nothing else had. Mediumship, as Theresa often explained, was not about proving the existence of the afterlife, but about providing healing and reassurance to those left behind. For Angelina, it was both. The messages Theresa conveyed were not just generic platitudes but deeply personal affirmations that Maria's love had not ended with her death. The pennies Theresa mentioned became a recurring theme in Angelina's life. She began noticing them more frequently, on her desk at school, on her bathroom sink, even on her mother's favorite chair. Each time, she felt a surge of warmth and connection, as if her mother was saying, "I'm here." Angelina also started noticing other signs: the scent of lavender wafting through her apartment, a butterfly landing on her windowsill during a particularly difficult day, and songs that her mother loved playing on the radio at just the right moment. Angelina's logical mind still wrestled with the idea of mediumship. Was it real, or was she simply finding meaning in coincidences? Theresa's reading had been undeniably specific, yet doubt lingered. She delved into research, reading about the psychology of grief and the human tendency to find patterns in randomness. But the comfort she felt when experiencing these signs outweighed any skepticism. Whether real or imagined, they gave her a sense of connection and hope. Over time, Angelina's grief began to ease. Theresa's reading had not only provided closure but also inspired her to live in a way that honored her mother's memory. She started volunteering at a local community center, something Maria had always encouraged her to do. She also reconnected with old friends and began pursuing hobbies she had neglected, like painting and gardening. Angelina often thought about the reading and the message Theresa had conveyed. "Your mother wants you to be happy." These words became her guiding mantra as she navigated life without Maria by her side. For Angelina, the experience with Theresa Caputo was more than just a reading, it was a lifeline. It reminded her that love transcends death and that the bonds we share with our loved ones never truly end. Through signs, memories, and the unwavering belief that her mother was still with her, Angelina found the strength to move forward. Her journey was a testament to the healing power of connection, whether it comes from the spiritual realm or the depths of our own hearts. However, Theresa Caputo, affectionately known as the Long Island Medium, has a way of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Whether she's at a supermarket, sitting in her kitchen, or working in her signature hair salon, Theresa can feel the presence of spirits. Her vibrant personality, perfectly styled hair, and no-nonsense attitude make her a force of nature, and spirits seem to know it. The title moment, "Not even a hairdryer can stop a spirit reading," comes from one of her funniest, most chaotic sessions, where even the whir of a hairdryer and a bustling salon couldn't drown out the voices of the departed. This story encapsulates what makes Theresa so relatable, her ability to find profound meaning in the midst of everyday life's interruptions. Theresa often says, "Life is messy and so are spirit readings." Unlike the serene settings we often associate with spirituality, her readings happen in real-life spaces, at home, on the street, or even at a noisy family gathering. For Theresa, the chaos of everyday life mirrors the unpredictability of the spiritual realm. "Spirits don't wait for the perfect moment," she often quips. "They just show up. If they've got something to say, they'll make sure you hear it." Her approach to mediumship reflects this ethos. Rather than striving for silence or formality, Theresa embraces the interruptions, laughter, and occasional mishaps that come with living. One of the most iconic stories from Long Island Medium involves Theresa conducting a reading in her hair salon. The client, a young woman named Sarah, was nervously awaiting a message from her late father. As Theresa began channeling, a stylist switched on a hairdryer, drowning out her words. Unfazed, Theresa shouted over the noise, "Honey, your dad says he loves your new haircut, but he doesn't know why you're crying about it." The entire salon burst into laughter. Sarah's tears of grief turned into tears of joy as Theresa delivered a heartfelt message from her father, proving that no amount of noise could silence love from the other side. Theresa's career is filled with moments where the mundane collides with the magical. Spirits, according to Theresa, often communicate through the little things, objects moving, lights flickering, or a favorite song playing on the radio. These signs are particularly powerful because they appear in the context of our daily lives, where we least expect them. For example, one client spoke of a light flickered whenever she thought about her late husband. During a reading, Theresa confirmed that this was indeed his way of saying, "I'm still here." Theresa often uses humor to break the tension in her readings. Grief is heavy, but laughter lightens the emotional load, creating space for healing. In one memorable session, a man's late wife joked through Theresa that he needed to stop wearing socks with holes in them. While the comment sparked laughter, it also reminded the man of his wife's playful personality, bringing her memory vividly to life. Theresa's work exemplifies the balance between the spiritual and the mundane. She often shares glimpses of her personal life, her family, her errands, and even her love of shopping on her show. These moments remind us that spirituality doesn't have to exist in a bubble. Life doesn't stop for grief, Theresa says. But spirits will find a way to fit into your life, no matter how busy or messy it is. The phrase, "not even a hairdryer can stop a spirit reading," is more than just a funny anecdote, it's a philosophy. It reminds us that the spiritual world is intertwined with our everyday lives, and messages from the other side can come through even in the midst of noise and distraction. Theresa Caputo's gift is not just her ability to communicate with spirits, but also her talent for finding meaning and joy in life's imperfections. Her readings show us that love and connection persist, even in the messiest of moments. However, the holidays are a time for celebration, but they can also be a bittersweet reminder of those we've lost. Theresa Caputo, the beloved Long Island medium, understands this better than most. Through her gift of connecting with the departed, she offers her clients not only messages from loved ones, but also the comfort and peace they need to navigate the holiday season. One of the most poignant moments in her career came during a holiday special where a grieving mother heard the words she had longed for: "Sleep in heavenly peace." This phrase, tied to the Christmas hymn Silent Night, has since become a symbol of hope and healing for many of Theresa's clients. In this feature, we'll explore the most moving holiday readings from Long Island medium, the significance of this phrase, and how Theresa helps families find peace during the most wonderful and often most difficult time of the year. The holiday season is a time when families gather, traditions are celebrated, and memories are cherished. For many, it's also a time when the absence of loved ones feels most profound. The empty chair at the dinner table, the missing voice in the carols, or the unwrapped present left behind, all serve as reminders of loss. Theresa often emphasizes that the holiday season is when spirits are most active. Our loved ones know when we're thinking about them, she says. The holidays are a time when they want to let us know they're still with us. For her clients, a reading during this time of year can be a lifeline, offering reassurance that their loved ones are present in spirit, sharing in the joy of the season. The phrase, "sleep in heavenly peace," from the Christmas hymn Silent Night, holds deep spiritual resonance. It speaks to the idea of eternal rest, love, and serenity, a message that Theresa often hears from spirits during holiday readings. One particularly moving session involved a father who lost his teenage son to a tragic accident. During the reading, Theresa conveyed the son's message: "Dad, I'm at peace. Sleep in heavenly peace." The father later shared that these words became a mantra that carried him through the holidays and beyond. Grieving during the holidays is a challenge many of Theresa's clients face. Her readings often help them balance the sadness of loss with the joy of the season. One mother, mourning the loss of her son, struggled to continue their tradition of decorating the house with festive lights. During a reading, Theresa revealed that her son's spirit loved the lights and wanted her to continue. He's saying, "Light it up for me, Mom." The following year, the mother adorned her home in bright, colorful lights, feeling her son's presence in every twinkle. For many of Theresa's clients, the messages they receive during the holidays bring a sense of closure and peace. They serve as a reminder that love transcends physical death and that the bonds we share with our loved ones continue to exist. Theresa often encourages her clients to keep their loved ones' memories alive through holiday traditions, whether it's setting a place at the table, hanging a favorite ornament, or simply saying their name during a toast. "Sleep in heavenly peace" is more than just a line from a carol, it's a sentiment that encapsulates the holiday season's true spirit. Through her readings, Theresa Caputo reminds us that our loved ones are never truly gone. They are present in the laughter, the tears, and the traditions we hold dear. As the lights twinkle on the tree and the carols play softly in the background, we can find solace in knowing that those we've lost are still with us, watching over us and wishing us peace. Hello lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Sabrina, hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.